Hey everyone, and welcome to the Rookie Life Podcast. I'm your host, Crystal Prophet, and I want to say thank you so much for joining us here today for episode number 18. Have you ever wanted to write a book? Do you feel like you have a great novel or a great story just living inside of your head and you're just dying to see it come to life? You want to hold a physical copy of a book that you've written in your hands. If this is you, then November is the time to make that dream a reality. I'm really excited about today's episode because it's all about something I'm super passionate about. Writing. It's all about writing. And I want to introduce you to something today before November starts. So if you're listening to this later, then you can catch up and learn all about what we're going to be talking about. But NaNoWriMo, NaNoWriMo, NaNoWriMo. It's something that happens every November, and I cannot wait to dive into all the details of how it works, what is it, and how you can write your book in the next 30 days. But if you're wondering what other fun things we talk about here at The Rookie Life, well, let me tell you. We focus on what it means to start something new, even when you have no idea where to begin, how to develop new skills in all areas of your life, and how to find that it factor that'll keep you motivated every single day. So join us as we dive headfirst into what it means to be a rookie. Come on, rookies, we all have to start somewhere. Today's episode is brought to you by the best resource for making a new friend because, let's be honest, making new friends as an adult is super awkward. Am I right? Like, you aren't sure whether you've actually found someone that you can relate to or they're just using you to fulfill their next sales order for their company. Well, I've found the perfect solution for all of you ladies out there who feel really weird about finding some adult friends. Go to crystalprofit.com/8 ways to make a new friend and grab your free PDF download on all these amazing tips. That's crystalprofit.com, Crystal with a K, profit with 2 F's and 2 T's, /8, the number 8, ways to make a new friend. And in the download, I talk about the 8 ways I found some of the most supportive female relationships in my adult life. And that's really saying something considering our family has moved 3 times in 4 years, and it's been hard to really establish some good relationships. Yes, it's hard to make friends as an adult, but it's not impossible. So go grab your free download today. Hey rookies, and welcome back for episode 18. Before we dive into today's awesome podcast episode, I want to share with you a couple of things. The first is I want to remind you that we always put the show notes on there. So if you hear a link that I share or something about pictures or someone's social media, that's where you're going to find them. It's at crystalprofit.com/podcast. That's Crystal with a K, profit with 2 F's and 2 T's, and that's where you'll find all of the goodies that I'm sharing with you today. You'll see any kind of social media links that I've talked about or any kind of website information. The next thing I wanted to remind you is to be sure and subscribe to the show so you don't miss any future episodes. I've said it once and I'll say it again. There are some awesome things coming at you and I cannot wait to share them. But you have to be subscribed so you don't miss any of the cool stuff that we have up ahead. And while you're at it, please rate and review the show on iTunes. We just started our first giveaway not too long ago, and our next one is right around the corner. So make sure you get in there and put your review. Give us a star rating. It can be between 1 and 5 stars, and you can also leave a comment on what you think about the show. I don't want you to miss out on any of these opportunities to get some really cool stuff because who knows what the prize will be next time. Okay. Now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, let's just dive right into NaNoWriMo. So I've been kind of teasing you with this NaNoWriMo, which stands for National Novel Writing Month. And it's something that happens every November, and I was lucky enough to participate last November, and I just can't shut up about it. I can't. It was so life-changing for my writing career and for everything that I want to accomplish in my life. And guys, I have another book that's complete. It's not perfect. Let's go ahead and jump back to that real fast. It's definitely not perfect, but it's done. I'm close to 68,000 words closer to a finished novel that would still just be an idea in my head. So let's start with the facts. What is NaNoWriMo? So NaNoWriMo, like I said, is called National Novel Writing Month, and they believe that stories matter. This event started in 1999, and in 2005, they officially became a 501c3 nonprofit. And guys, like, just the idea of bringing creative people together in a collective environment is just such a cool thing, because everyone does this from all around the world. But hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself. The overarching goal of NaNoWriMo is to complete 50,000 words in 30 days. And that's what you have to do. You have to write 50,000 words in 30 days. So, how big is a 50,000 word book, you ask? It's roughly about 200 pages after what I've found by doing a quick Google search. And so really, you're not writing a George R.R. Martin novel, you know, the next Game of Thrones trilogy or saga or whatever, because that's probably about 6 inches thick, if not bigger. But what you are doing is creating a foundational structure for an amazing book that you wrote yourself. That's what NaNoWriMo is, but who does it? Who participates in this? And I went on their website and I got some great statistics, and I'm going to share them with you. So in 2017, there were over, and this blew my mind, this was way bigger than I imagined. I thought it was going to be close to 200,000 participants. No. There were 402,142 participants. That blows my mind. There's almost 500,000 people that wrote a book in November of last year. That's crazy. That just like, you know, like blows my mind. I think of that little emoji with like the head exploding. Like, that's so crazy. And these people are from all over the world. I'm actually part of this Facebook group where, you know, I threw a comment out there the other day saying, oh, I'm getting ready for NaNoWriMo, or we call it, you know, the seasoned folks, we call it Nano. We're just getting ready for Nano. I feel like one of the cool kids now. I need like a Letterman's jacket and get my patch, and it says Nano completed 2017. Like, I feel so cool, guys. Like, these are the things that I think about because I'm nerdy and I'm super special. Anyway, so all these people participated, and I said, hey, you know, I'm getting so excited. I'm getting amped up. 2018 Nano, woohoo! So I asked the question, where's everybody from? And I got the coolest responses. I had someone from Cambodia. There were people from South Africa. Someone said they were from Jersey. Someone said they were from Georgia. I know that we've met people that were in Australia last year and just all over the world. And it just blew my mind that people are doing this everywhere in all these different time zones and with different holidays, because in America, we have Thanksgiving in the month of November. And people are like, oh, you know, do you write through Thanksgiving? Do you do this? And there's different ways that you can approach that. That's just like way over my head. Not even going to deal with that right now, because we're just sticking to the facts of what this is and why you should participate. So, how do you participate? If you're interested in writing a book, you can go to NaNoWriMo.org. I'll spell it for you. NaNoWriMo.org. And of course, I'm going to put this in the show notes. You'll be able to find it, and all the other cool stuff that I've learned, I will definitely share it with you. But that's where you can find out how you participate. All you have to do is, well, you go to NaNoWriMo.org, you fill out your profile, and you say, you know what? This is who I am. This is what I write about. And it's really cool because it automatically puts you out there to where you can connect with other people who write the same genre or who are interested in what you have to say. And then you can start gathering ideas about what do you want to write about? Do you have a fictional story you want to share with people? Do you have a nonfiction memoir, which is actually what I worked on last year, that I wrote it and I'm still not ready to share it with the world, but it's done. And it's just something that I have, and it's so awesome to say, yes, I have that completed manuscript. Then you're going to go and choose your region of where you are so you can connect with other people. I know that they do meetups, like if you want to do a write-in where you sit in and you just write for several hours at a time. I haven't had the opportunity to do that, but it sounds like a lot of fun. Like I said, totally nerding out on y'all. But another cool thing is that you can earn badges. And I feel so silly saying this because, guys, these are just little digital stickers, digital badges. But when you get a little email or you get, a notification, a pop-up that says, you just hit 10,000 words. Congratulations. That is amazing. It motivates you to keep going. And you get these every so often. There's participation badges and writing badges and your personal achievement. Maybe you wrote 5,000 words in one sitting and that was awesome. And they acknowledge that. And it's all, y'all know, I'm just totally about motivation. And people encouraging me just helps me keep going on those days that it's super hard and it's super tough. So that is another amazing thing about this organization. But you can also get inspired and get ideas. They have all these tools and resources, from how to plot a story to how to outline your novel to all kinds of things. And it's just so amazing. So you're going to do all of that before November 1st. And like I said, if you're listening to this later, maybe this can help you prep for next year's NaNoWriMo. But on November 1st, you're going to start writing till your heart's content. And the goal, if you haven't done this already, you take 50,000 divided over 30 days, and that gives you roughly 1,667 words per day. And you're saying, Crystal, I can't do that. That sounds impossible. Let me stop you right there, because I have seen y'all put rants on Facebook that are roughly 500 to 1,000 words a piece. So don't tell me that you cannot do this. If I can do this, you can do this. I promise you. And the last thing that they have is you are able to claim your victory over 50,000 words. Congratulations, you did it. You were able to say, I completed this thing. And I know it's so easy to sit here and tell you all these amazing things that I've experienced, but you're saying, that sounds so impossible. And let me tell you why it's important, okay? We're not going to talk about the impossibility. We're going to talk about the importance of doing this, because it helped me turn a goal or this dream that I had of writing another book into a reality. It helped me check that off of my bucket list, because my first book was basically a lot of interpretation of another book. So it wasn't all of my original thoughts. Half of that book was actually me interpreting scripture of what I thought about it, or it had to do with a lot of ideas that weren't my own. But the book that I wrote last year, 100% mine. All mine. And it's, like I said, roughly 200 pages that I have to work with now, and I can go back and edit it, and I can make changes, and I can make it better, and I can do all these things, try to get it published, try to get it to an agent. But guys, half of the battle is just doing the work, getting it on paper, getting it out of your head and somewhere where someone else can see it. Because if it always lives in your mind, then no one else can benefit from the amazing creative things that you have inside of your head. But I also wanted to talk about ways that this has changed my life. So I told you, NaNoWriMo 2017, whoop, whoop, it helped me finish my first memoir last year. And again, I proved to myself that I could finish something. Even though I'd already done this before, right? I'd already written a book, but I could do it again. Because sometimes we need that push. We think that we've done something amazing in our life, but that'll never happen again. That was a one-hit wonder, one-time thing. I won't be able to do that again. I don't have time for this, or I'm just too busy. Y'all, I have 3 kids and the world's neediest dog, okay? First of all. If I can do this, you can do this. And yeah, it might make you a little uncomfortable, it might make you a little squirmy thinking, oh, but Thanksgiving is in November and and there's all these good specials on Netflix. Like, I don't know. You got to give up some of that stuff. If you really believe in the dream or the goal of writing a book, you can make it happen. There are tools right here. And there are people that are willing to hold your hand and walk you through all of this. It's all here. It's all on the website. Like, there's people that you can talk to and say, hey, I need someone to help me. There's all kinds of people on there that'll say, hey, what do you need help with? How can I answer your questions? I'm here for you. And you can send those to me too, because, I still don't know exactly what I'm going to be writing about. I kind of, threw out some ideas and I'm playing with a few things. I don't have it all figured out either. I'm just going to see what happens. It's kind of like throwing spaghetti up against the wall. We're going to see what sticks, because what I think it might be could be totally different by November 30th. But I'm excited for the journey and I cannot wait to see what happens. But why should you do it? You're saying, Crystal, that sounds great for you, but why should I do this? I don't really care about being a writer, or I don't care about having a published book. This just may not be for me. People, my rookies, if you are a creative person, which every person on the planet is a creative person, you are a creative being, this is an awesome challenge to present to yourself, because you will be pushed in ways that you aren't pushed in other ways of your life. I'm not telling you, I've never once said it was easy through any of this podcast. I will not say it is easy to sit down and put stuff out on the paper, but it is possible. We're going back to that thing like, okay, it's not impossible. If I can do it, you can do it too. And another thing is, we all have a story. We all have a story. I don't care if your story is, my mom picked me up every single day from school. She cooked dinner. My dad played baseball with me in the front yard. If that's all your life was from ages 6 to 18, that's still your story. You have a story. Everyone does. I have some stories that I don't really want to share, and I probably will never share. But I have tons of stories just from my life experience. And it's so awesome to be able to share those amazing things that have happened and some of the not so great things, because I've learned I'm not the only one that goes through a bunch of crappy stuff in my life. And it's really cool when someone stands up and say, hey, I'm going to go talk to her because she's talking about something that happened to me recently, and I could use some guidance on this. I don't want to be the only, lone man out here on the island thinking I'm the only one going through something hard. So that's why I write. And I think you should too, because we all have a story. And another thing, this is actually something that kind of held me back from wanting to try last October. I was like, well, National Novel Writing Month. Novel. I don't write fiction. I don't have a novel in me. I think I do. I think there's 2 or 3 ideas I've really played with, and maybe, who knows, one day when I have all the time in the world, which will probably never happen, but I think to myself, there are a few stories that I would like to tell that are fiction, but for now, it's all nonfiction. It's basically my life and all the things that are going on in my life. If you've read the blog, I love talking about writing. Hello. I like talking about parenting. I like talking about marriage and goal setting and all of these motivational things. And that's what I want to continue to talk about. That is my season of life right now. So if you say, Crystal, I don't have a novel in me, that's okay. I don't either. That's not what I'm writing about. I've actually written poetry too. And you can sit down and write 50,000 words of poetry, which that would be a very long poetry book, but still, you can do it. But I want to wrap up this episode with just saying, if you've been looking for something to push you creatively, this is it. This is the time. Like I said, we all have a story and we all have excuses. We all have reasons to say, I'll do that later. I'll do that later. I'll do that later. I'll do that whenever I have free time. But I bet you if you go ask someone who's in their 80s, 90s, even those people that are in their hundreds, and you say, hey, did you ever have a book in you that you didn't write? Some of them probably say, no, I have no desire to ever do that. But I bet there's a handful of people that would say, man, I would love to tell my story. I would love to sit down and be able to tell my story. And that's what this opportunity is for you. And I'm not going to sit here and say, you have to do this. I'm going to make you do this. But I will say, I hope you try. I hope you're encouraged to do it. And I hope that you think about it and you consider it, because it's such an amazing creative challenge and something that can push you so much further than you ever imagined. Because my writing journey has actually been the thing. It's been the domino that has folded into all the other amazing opportunities that I have today. And I'm just so thrilled that November is here. It's right around the corner, and I cannot wait to do this. The next few episodes are actually going to be all about writing. So if you're saying, oh my gosh, Crystal, like, can we just, stop it with the writing? You might want to revisit us in December, because in all of November, we're going to be talking about writing. Because it's National Novel Writing Month. And I want to really focus on this and concentrate on this because it's such a passion of mine. So I will wrap up. I will no longer speak about all this stuff. I will let you continue with your regular programming. But guys, consider it. Go to NaNoWriMo.org to find all of the information. You can also go to crystalprofit.com/podcast and check out all the other amazing things that we have there. All of the cool resources. I'm actually going to find some other cool things and cool badges that NaNoWriMo has, and I'm going to share them with you, and I just cannot wait to see what happens this November. But that does it for episode 18. Remember to check out the show notes, subscribe to the show, and please, please, please leave a review. Stay tuned for next week's show, and remember, keep it up, rookies. We all have to start somewhere.